What is up, everyone? Happy Football Friday. Just me today, I think. So should be quick. Week 6 NFL, week 7 college football. A lot of stuff going on. We got a triple header tonight in college football, so that should be fun as well. Of course, the MLB playoffs also tonight, as Jimmy knows well. Giants just demolishing the Eagles last night. Do the Eagles have a problem? I don't know. One thing I will say is people are not talking enough about in this game. I thought Jalen Hurts played pretty well. The interception, probably not the best throw. Jahan Dotson had his hands on it, though, too. So I think he has to do a better job of fighting for that ball. That's just me. But also, look at the injuries defensively. Like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo rolled through. The issue that I have with Jackson Dart is that he has not been asked to really take the game. Last week against the Saints, they turned it over 5 times. And Jackson Dart kind of was asked to take the game, and he wasn't able to do it. Lack of running game as well. This one, they had a running game. Jalen Carter was out. It's a known fact. If Jalen Carter is out of the game, the Eagles struggle against the run. Then Quinyon Mitchell gets hurt. They were already down, corners. So, yeah, I think it was a difficult situation in the secondary last night as well, although they didn't have to go against the likes of Darius Slayton or Malik Neighbors. But still, those other guys are NFL receivers too. Wan'Dale Robinson, very good player. So I don't know. I think there's some good the Eagles can take out of this game. And good thing for them, they get a week and a half off, essentially, to get the next one back. And then they get the Giants in 2.5 weeks, right? So, and I made a comment in one of my Discord chats. I was like, well, can't wait till the Eagles beat the Giants 50-14 in 2.5 weeks. And I'm just saying there will be some animosity for sure from Philly, regardless of what their record is going into that one, whether it's 4-3 or 5-2. But yeah, Jalen Hurts, 72.7%, 283, touchdown, a pick, 7 carries for 13 yards, and a rushing touchdown as well. 5th all-time with a pass and a rushing touchdown in terms of number of games there. Jackson Dart, 68%, 195, touchdown, 13 carries, 58 yards, a rushing touchdown as well. Cam Scatterbo, he led the game in rushing, just shy of 119 for 98, 3 touchdowns. Big-time night for the second rounder. 2 receptions for 12 yards. Saquon led the Eagles in rushing, 58 yards there. Eagles tight end Dallas Goedert up over 100 in this one, caught 9 of his 11 targets for 110 in a score. And defensively, it's Giants linebacker Brian Burns, 7 tackles, 3 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles lost, 2 QB hits. The Giants plus 7.5, they went outright over 41.5. Easily 51. College football news. NCAA is closing in on allowing Division I athletes and athletic department staff, including our guy John Babington at New Mexico, to bet on pro sports. So if they send it to Division 2 and 3, if those 2 divisions approve it, then it would go into effect on November 1st, and athletes and athletic department staff may bet on pro sports. So, John, I'm very excited. Very excited for John to bet on pro sports. I know he won't, but he can play fantasy again for money. So, hopefully, the other 2 divisions approve it. Arizona State, couple quarterback news here. Arizona State quarterback Sam Leavitt expected to be out at Utah tomorrow night. Jeff Sims, the veteran, 26 career starts between Georgia Tech, Nebraska, and Arizona State. he will step in and start in Salt Lake City. Oklahoma, good news for their quarterback situation. John Mateer expected to play. It will be 17 days post surgery on his throwing hand. So that's a big deal for sure. Against a pretty good Texas defense, despite their 3-2 record, the defense has not been the issue. It's been the offense. So, yeah, I think that is why Oklahoma wins, and we'll get more to that in a little bit. UFL news, Renegades, they re-signed QB Luis Perez. The Spring King is back in Dallas now. And linebacker Donald Payne, leader of their defense there. Free agency, the Renegades busy as well. They signed Brahma's wide receiver Jontre Kirkland and Battlehawks guard Donovan West. Garrett McGinn retiring at guard for them. So West steps in and fills that spot on the starting O-line. Jontre Kirkland, excellent receiver for San Antonio, the now defunct Brahmas. But yeah, he brings explosion to this Renegades team for Luis Perez. In the NFL, we had a trade go down this week. The Jags and Browns swapping corners. Jags getting corner Greg Newsome and a 2026 sixth rounder, which is the Jets' sixth round pick. The Browns getting corner Tyson Campbell and the Eagles' 26 seventh rounder. So flip of late round picks and new situations for the two corners. Highly drafted guys have not worked out in their drafted teams. Players of the week, AFC offense, Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud threw 4 touchdowns against the Ravens in their big blowout win in Baltimore. AFC defense, my defensive player of the year bet that I bet a couple weeks into the season, Broncos edge rusher Nick Bonito tied for the lead in sacks. He had a couple last week against the Eagles. AFC special teams, Titans wide receiver Shamir Dike, over 130 return yards, including a 65-yard kickoff return, I believe it was. NFC offense, the rookie doing well there. NFC offense, Panthers running back Rico Dowdle, of course, it's him. Over 200 rushing yards last week. Second all-time in Panthers history in terms of single-game rushing production. NFC defense, Saints corner Kool-Aid McKinstry had both of the interceptions off of Jackson Dart last week. And NFC special teams, 49ers kicker Eddie Pinheiro, integral in kicking not only the game, what gave the Niners a lead in regulation, but the game-winning field goal in overtime. The Bengals, they are going to start newly acquired quarterback Joe Flacco this week. Second time in a couple weeks he's playing the Packers. This time, though, not in Cleveland, in Green Bay. So it's going to be a lot more difficult atmosphere. And he's on a team with, I think, a lot worse offensive line as well. So I don't really think it's going to matter. Look, Joe Flacco is much less athletic and movable than Jake Browning and Joe Burrow. And with that lack of athletic movement, I don't think he's going to be that much of an upgrade. I mean, the mental side of it, of course, he's worlds beyond Browning, but if he can't make the plays inside the pocket to avoid pressure and get off sacks, then I don't know if the Bengals are going to be able to protect him. Speaking of one of his protectors, IR returned Bengals activating guard Lucas Patrick off of IR. Chargers doing the same with linebacker Denzel Perriman. Injuries, one to note, Patriots corner Christian Gonzalez. He has a hamstring injury. Haven't heard anything on his status for the game yet. Bucks, they are going to be without wide receivers Chris Godwin with a fibula injury, Mike Evans, a hamstring still, and running back Bucky Irving with, I believe, a shoulder still. They are all out. Ravens, quarterback Lamar Jackson, hamstring. Linebacker Roquan Smith, hamstring. Fullback Patrick Ricard with a calf. Corner Chidobe Awuzie with a hamstring. They are all out. Ravens shorthanded again against the Rams. Jets, corner Brandon Stevens with a neck injury. He is out in London. Edge rusher Jermaine Johnson with an ankle returns. Quarterback Justin Fields with a knee. Defensive lineman Quentin Williams with a groin injury. They are all good to go, though, off the injury report. Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins dealing with an illness. He is questionable. The Panthers running back Chuba Hubbard with a calf injury. He is out. Rico Dowdle back as a starter this week against another good opportunity in the Dallas Cowboys defense. Packers wide receiver Christian Watson coming off IR with his knee injury. He is not ready to go yet. He is out. Chargers off tackle Joe Alt. Off tackle Trey Pipkins, defensive lineman Deshaun Hand. They are all out. Back to the Bucks. Forgot to mention corners Zion McCollum and Ben Morrison. They are both out, as is safety Christian Isian is questionable there for the Bucks. But yeah, another short secondary for Tampa this week. Lions, laundry list here. Defense tackle Liam McNeil with a knee injury. Corner Tyrion Arnold, shoulder injury. They are both out. Safety Brian Branch with an ankle. Off tackle Taylor Decker with a shoulder. Safety Kirby Joseph with a knee. Safety Avante Maddox with a hamstring. Wide receiver Khalif Raymond with a neck injury. They are all questionable. Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin dealing with that quad injury. He is unlikely to play. It hasn't been officially ruled out yet, though. Raiders tight end Brock Bowers, PCL strain. He is not expected to play. Steelers, good news. Corner Joey Porter Jr. dealing with a hamstring, and linebacker Alex Highsmith with an ankle injury. They are both good to go. They are both returning this week. Corner Jalen Rams with a hamstring. He is questionable, as is Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray dealing with a foot injury. For the Cowboys, wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, ankle. Guard Tyler Booker with an ankle, and wide receiver Kavontae Turpin with a foot injury. They are all out. Running back Miles Sanders dealing with knee and ankle injuries. His knee injury means he is done for the year. Stephen Jones saying he is going to have surgery on his knee. And 49ers, quarterback Brock Purdy, wide receiver Ricky Pearsall, they are both out once again. Mac Jones gets another start for San Francisco. One signing to note, Colts reuniting defense coordinator Lou Anarumo with his former disciple, signing Raiders linebacker Jermaine Pratt to a one-year deal. So he comes back into Anarumo's defense, and a defense that he played very well in for a couple years in Cincy. College football pick standings. I am still in the lead by a couple. Got a leg up last week on both Logan and Jimmy. But yeah, it was a pretty solid week though. 12 over 500 for me, 10 over 500 for them. Last week, in terms of lone wolves, Logan was 1-2. I was 1-1. Jimmy 0-1. Logan got Florida right in their upset over Texas. He lost Vanderbilt, losing by 16 against Alabama. Lost Illinois State in our FCS game of the week against North Dakota State. They lost by 17 there. And mine, I went 1-1, lost Colorado State, getting blown out by San Diego State on Friday night by 21. And Washington, I got right, though, over Maryland in 20-0 comeback. 24 unanswered to win that game, 24-20. And then Jimmy, he lost his only one, Florida State, in a 19-0 fourth quarter, made the score a lot better of a look, 28-22 there for FSU in the loss. This week, here we go. We got a game starting, I believe, right now, actually. Number 24, USF. Oh, no, it starts in 27 minutes. Number 24, USF, the Bulls at North Texas. UNT getting 1.5 at home. And yes, I am lone wolfing. The Mean Green. Let's get her done here. So UNT's been pretty much rolling everyone here. And it's really been behind Drew Mestamaker. He's made a world of a difference for this offense. 1,247 yards passing, just shy of 68% completion. He's got a 11-0. He hasn't thrown an interception this year, so I think it's been a great year for Mestamaker. USF is up and down. They either get stops and turnovers, or they allow big plays, a lot of points. So we'll see which kind of defense comes to UNT tonight, but I like North Texas at home. USF had a great stat from my guy Shane Trail, the Hall of Fame Fund. Make sure you go follow them. Since the 2006 college football season, college football teams that were back-to-back 24-plus point favorites and now flip to an underdog are just 3-26 on the money line, which USF, that is a trend against them. So that is why I love UNT tonight. 66.5 total. I lean on the under. 7:30 ESPN2. Rutgers at Washington. Yeah, I wanted to do it. But I just could not play Rutgers tonight. It's a long way to travel all the way from Piscataway to Seattle. It's probably the longest trip that any Big Ten school has to make. And with that being said, it's very difficult to go back in time to the West Coast. Plus, you're against a very good Washington team that has momentum coming off of that comeback win, big time comeback against Maryland. So, yeah, give us the Huskies in at home, and I like them on the spread as well. 60.5 total. I like the over. So I've been getting mixed reviews for the people in the Discord, and I'm on the over. That is what the money is telling me. So give me the over 60.5 here. Washington scores a lot. Rutgers gives up a lot of points, but they also do score. Washington defense is going to limit that, but I still think Damon Williams, Jonah Coleman, this Jed Fish offense is going to be able to score some points tonight. 9 p.m. FS1. Fresno State at Colorado State. Mountain West battle. Fresno on the road. Yeah, I like the Bulldogs. They've been really good. Obviously 5-1. Colorado State has let me down this year. I really had high hopes for Braden Fowler, Nicolosi at quarterback, and they just haven't looked the team that I thought they were going to be. So that's why I'm going with Fresno. Bulldogs on the road, 6.5. I like them on the spread as well. 47.5 the total. I'm going to lean on the under in that one. Don't trust CSU to score. 9 p.m. CBS Sportsnet. Tomorrow, we have a top 25 matchup in Champaign. Number 1, Ohio State. 14.5 point favorites at number 17, Illinois. We're all in the Buckeyes. College pretty chalky this week. So is NFL. But look, I like Ohio State on the spread, -14 by the half a point. You need it. I just don't think Illinois has been so up and down. I mean, they demolish. They get demolished by Indiana, and then they come back and they beat USC, right? So I don't know which team we're gonna find on tomorrow afternoon, but we do know what team Ohio State has been. They are a defense, knock them out, play sound, efficient offense, get it to Jeremiah Smith and your other playmakers, and that's how we're going to go about our business and protect Julian Sayin. So with that being said, I don't think Illinois has enough. I love Luke Altmaier, love Brett Bielema, but I just do not think this Illinois team has enough to stop Ohio State and to stop them consistently. So I like Ohio State to win this one going away and cover the spread. 50.5 is the total. I am going to go with the under. 12 p.m. On Fox. Big noon kickoff. Another top 25 matchup. Number 8 Alabama at number 14 Mizzou and Logan. Rolling with the Tigers. And I don't hate it, okay? I do not hate it. I wanted to pick Mizzou so badly. If it was a night game, I would have picked Missouri. Night game in Columbia would have been more interesting. This is a day game, though. It's at noon Eastern, so that's going to be 11 a.m. local. Look, I think Mizzou's played very well. I even have a couple shekels on Bo Pribula to win Heisman at crazy odds. But I also have a play on Ty Simpson to win Heisman and for Alabama to win the SEC. And they've looked really good. They beat Georgia, which I did not expect. And they've looked really good. So Jam Miller coming back. This has helped this Alabama ground game as well. So I like Alabama. Missouri might cover the spread. It should be a very close game. I like both of these teams. They're both able to run the ball very effectively. Last time I knew Ahmad Hardy for Mizzou was the leading rusher in the country, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I like Alabama. Give me Kalen DeBoer over Eli Drinkwitz. Totals 51.5. I'm going to lean on the under. 12 p.m. ABC. Top 10 matchup, number 7, Indiana at number 3, Oregon. We are all on the Ducks, and I like the Ducks on the spread, okay? That's a tough place to go into Eugene and win, and the Ducks are on fire right now. Dante Moore is the favorite for the Heisman. I don't think he should be. I still don't believe in the kid. He's proven me wrong so far, including beating my Nittany Lions and the whiteout. But I do like this Oregon team. I think DeCorian Bennett has been outstanding freshman season so far. And yeah, Dan Lanning is a hell of a coach. And this defense is going to give Fernando Mendoza some fits, I think. I'm scared to see if they can protect him. Mateo Uiagalelei should have a good day as well. And I'm just not sure defensively Indiana can hold up against this Oregon rushing attack. Totals 53.5. I'm going to go with the over. 3:30 on CBS. Red River Showdown or Red River Rivalry, whichever one you want to call it. Number 6 Oklahoma at Texas. Okay, so this has swung back now. Okay, it started out 2.5 Texas, or 3. I saw it at one point. It's swung to Oklahoma 1.5, like it is on the screen, and now we are back to Texas for some reason. The bets keep coming on each side. The money keeps coming on each side and keeps flying this line around. I'm interested to see where it ends up closing line. But we are back on Texas now. So Oklahoma is a dog going into this thing. And we are all on the Sooners, okay? John Mateer makes a world of difference. This is good against good. Defenses are going to be balling in this game, okay? That's why I like the under. It's set at 45.5. I got it at 44.5 today, unfortunately. But I like the under. These defenses are going to be lights out. That has not been the problem with Texas. Like I said, it's been the offense. Arch Manning has looked like a deer in the headlights, throwing way too many interceptions. They can't run the ball as well. And I think John Mateer, being the experienced quarterback, he's been here before. I'm interested to see what his hand looks like throwing the ball. How does it come out of his hand with the surgery and whatnot? What is the zip like and everything like that? So that's going to be a storyline, but I do think Oklahoma ultimately wins this game because of the quarterback. So total, like I said, under at 45.5 is what I like. 3:30 SEC on ABC. Number 22, Iowa State at Colorado. Again, shorthanded for the Cyclones. They're still missing some key guys in the secondary, I believe. But I do not think they drop back to back. Rocco Becht is too good. This Colorado team has stayed in some games, been competitive. I just don't think they have the squad to go up against a high-powered attack like Iowa State and this running game. Abu Sama, Carson Hansen, and company. Rocco Becht throwing the ball around the yard to Eldris Corn there, I think his name is. And the Cyclone defense, Matt Campbell's going to get it right with whoever they got out there against Caden Salter and this Buffs offense. So give me Iowa State. Give me them to cover. -2.5 there. 52.5 is the total. I'm going to go with the under. 3:30 ESPN. Yeah, Northwestern at Penn State. I would have never in a million years thought Penn State would have the same record as Northwestern at this point in the season. But we're all along in any lines. They're 21.5-point favorites at home. I highly doubt they cover that. Northwestern's been a pretty solid and feisty program this year. And I just think Penn State is sleepwalking, and I don't know when they're going to wake up. So hopefully they do this one, and we'll see what the season holds with what they got coming up. But need this one to even stay alive. Very slim hopes, but I think it's like 5% or something like that. But yeah, need this one. Penn State, go win it. Should. You're at home. Again, should. Total's 48.5. I'm going to go with the under. 3:30 FS1. Nebraska at Maryland. A lot of red in this one. Yeah, so I originally picked Nebraska. And then I thought to myself, well, what have I seen from both these squads? Okay. Nebraska's 6.5-point favorite. Okay. Nebraska barely lost to Michigan, who's ranked 15th right now. Okay. Well, what I've seen from Maryland, right? Maryland has not gotten a lot of national spotlight. They never do usually. They're considered a basketball school, I guess, in the ACC. I think they're in the ACC basketball. Anyways, what I saw was really good game last week. Obviously, they fumbled it away 20-0, lose 24-20. But I don't think that's going to make Mike Locksley and this Maryland team get down on themselves too much. Malik Washington has been playing out of his mind as a true freshman, and I think he does that at home. They get back-to-back home games, okay, and I do not think they are going to squander this one. This one is another very good mid to upper tier Big Ten squad in Nebraska, and I think they can get it done at home, upset Maryland over Nebraska and that Rules squad. Total here, 47.5. I'm going to go with the over. 3:30 Big Ten Network. Air Force at UNLV. Okay, so this one's scary, right? Air Force just lost to Navy last week, 34-31, which was a very big surprise to me. I had Navy covering that game easily. They're 1-4. They're on the, brink of non-bowl eligibility here, so they need this one just as bad as UNLV does. Obviously, 5-0. They're right in the Mountain West Conference race and the college football playoff race as well to be the top group of 5 ranked team, ranked conference champion. And I'm scared because what I saw from UNLV early in the season where they've given up a ton of yards, a ton of points, winning games despite that. Air Force, if they come out and they do what they did against Navy, I mean, this one might be very close, if not a loss for UNLV. So we'll see what Dan Mullen can construct defensively to attack this triple option offense. But UNLV needs to continue to score points themselves, and I think they should be able to do that. Air Force has been pretty much a seed defensively this year, giving up a ton of points and yards. So hold the ball, run the ball effectively like they have in the last couple of games for the Rebels, and I think they should be okay. Total here is 63.5, and I'm going with the over. 3:30 CBS Sportsnet. Florida at number 5, Texas A&M. Aggies getting 7.5 at home. Again, this one scares me. The only reason I'm not as scared is because it's in College Station. DJ Lagway on the road. I don't believe in that. So um, I like the Aggies here. Give me them on the spread, -7. Cut that 7.5 BS out. By the half a point. I don't care. Get it down to an even touchdown. And the reason why this would scare me though is this Florida defense has been balling out. They shut down Arch Manning and the Longhorns offensively last week. They've shut down many opponents despite their 2-3 record. This Florida defense has played very, very well, and I'm going with the Aggies offense and defense really. But Marcel Reed, I think, is more experienced quarterback, and they had the better team overall. 47 and a half total. I'm going to lean on the under, 7 p.m. ESPN. Number 10, Georgia, go Dogs. 3.5 point favorites at Auburn. Logan just does this to rage bait me, right? He always does this. I don't blame him though. This one, to be honest, so it's weird. Weird stuff happens at Auburn, and it's a night game. You should be scared, Georgia fans. You should, because this team has not been dominant. Been very good running the ball. There's not a lot of explosion though. That's what we've been lacking offensively. So Auburn defense is no joke. They have been pretty solid throughout the year. That's why they've won 3 games. Jackson Arnold has struggled though. Running the ball on this Georgia defense is very difficult. Passing the ball, not that difficult. And Auburn has one of the best receivers in the country in Cam Coleman. So things are going to get weird, but you have to ride the roller coaster, okay, Georgia fans. And the hope is that Georgia plays well enough and we squeak one out, right? I think they'll cover though. -3, cut the half off, and then get us to 3. So Georgia covers on the Plains. 46.5 is the total. I'm gonna go with the over. 7:30 on ABC. Number 15, Michigan at USC. I was surprised no one picked Big Blue going out to LA. And I was close. Michigan first half money line is still yelling at me. It's even money. I just don't know. It's a very difficult game to pick. Michigan's been up and down. Bryce Underwood, it looks like they finally figured out how to utilize him best, and that's using his legs, run the ball with Justice Haynes, who's one of the top rushers in the country as well. But I've been impressed with this USC team, okay? They lost a tough one in Champaign a couple weeks ago, came back, won last week, and this team looks really good, okay? Jaden Mayava is one of my favorite sleeper quarterbacks this year, and they have a really good team around him as well. Mekhi Lemon has been balling at receiver. And this USC defense, very underrated as well, going up against the true freshman on the road in the Coliseum. I think it's going to be a very difficult environment for him, kind of like when he went to Norman. So I like it. USC, give me the Trojans. Fight on, Trojans. US totals 56.5. I'm gonna go with the under 7:30 on NBC. Number 18, BYU at Arizona. We're all on the Cougs here, and this one's difficult as well. Just 1.5 for BYU on the road at Arizona. I don't know. Noah Fafita is still one of the best quarterbacks in the country. That's not getting talked about. This Arizona team is really solid. Okay, they play good defense, but BYU, I think BYU's been the shock of all of college football, and no one's really talking about it. Look, this team's 18th in the AP poll. They're 5-0. I had this team under 7.5 wins coming into the year. I mean, this team lost everything when Jake Retzlaff moved on. But I mean, props to Kalani Sitake. I mean, Bear and Tiger Bachmeyer have been fantastic. Gets in the transfer portal, and this BYU team that had some pieces like Chase Roberts at wide receiver and LJ Martin at running back, they have really gelled and you know got some cohesion with the quarterback here. So yeah, give me the Cougs at home on the road. It's a tough one to win, but I like it. Totals 46.5. I'm gonna go with the under, just under. I think it's like 45. It's gonna be sweaty. 8 p.m. ESPN2. And what used to be Pac-12 after dark, it's now Big 12 after dark. Number 21, Arizona State at Utah. Jimmy Lone Wolf and the Sun Devils. You know, I was originally going to be on Arizona State. I was like, why are we 5.5? It is now apparently up to like 10, which I should hop on Arizona State because I think double digits ASU should be able to cover that easily. Because I do think they're going to have a good shot at it. But once I learned Sam Levitt was not going to play, I had to flip to Utah. And that's really the only reason I'm going with the Utes. Devin Dampier, they're still 4-1. Okay, they are still in it. Everything is still ahead of them. They just have to continue to win games and win conference, games here. So starting with this one's semi Big 12 elimination game, I will say. Both teams 4-1 here, but Utah needs it more after the loss to Texas Tech. So that's why I'm going with the Utes at home in Salt Lake City. I had it at 8.5 again. I think it's 10 now though. Total's 45.5. I am going to roll with the over. I know that's kind of I don't know. 10:15 p.m. on ESPN. And our FCS game of the week, once again, it is the number one team in the country. North Dakota State, they are hosting number 8 Southern Illinois. The Salukis coming in. It's going to be a difficult one, okay? I mean, North Dakota State's been absolutely demolishing everyone. I don't. This team, they are on very good track to repeat as champs and win their umpteenth championship in however many years. But yeah, I don't know if SIU has anything for them. It's in the Fargo Dome. That place is ridiculous to play in, and I would love to travel there someday. But Bison all the way. I think Logan learned his lesson last week, picking Illinois State against North Dakota State. So he's back on the Bison with us this week. This one's 3:30 p.m. ESPN Plus tomorrow. NFL pick standings. Oh my goodness, was last week a just ridiculously terrible week. I mean, who could have predicted? What was it? 5 or 6 double-digit comebacks, multi-score comebacks here. It was just ridiculous to pick last week. And John even mentioned on our Instagram chat, he's like, dude, like that's the worst week I think ever of picking in like the however many years he's done picks. So yeah, Logan was the only one that stayed above water. Kind of, he hit 500 at 6-6, and he went 1-1 in Lone Wolves. He got the Saints right in their upset against the Giants. Lost the Jets in a barn burner in MetLife against the Cowboys. And Jimmy was the only other person with a lone wolf. He did hit it. He went 1-0. He got the Panthers right in their comeback bid over the Dolphins. But I mean, you look at it, like 3 of us had the Browns in London. That was looking good for about 57 minutes. The Eagles, we all had them. Logan Lone Wolf, the Giants, like I said, Jimmy Lone Wolf, the Panthers. But then, we all lost the Cardinals. We all lost the Chargers, and we all lost the Bills. So it was a very difficult week of picks last week. So Logan 2 games up on me. So he reclaims the top spot, ties the lead with me there. and he is above me based off lone wolves because he's 3-2 in lone wolves. I am 2-1, so more lone wolves wins. Although technically I have a better winning percentage. He's 60%. I am 66.7%. Same situation with Jimmy and Danny. Jimmy, 2 games back. Him and Danny both going 5-7 last week. Danny, though, 1 game back, half a game back in the Lone Wolves, I should say. Jimmy's 3-3, Danny's 2-3, and John, very difficult week. Like I said, 3-9. He is now 7 back of the lead, and 0-4 Lone Wolves. So this week in London, Broncos at the Jets. I like the Broncos to cover. Yeah, I mean the Jets. Like, what are they gonna do? I don't know, because this Broncos team defensively, you can't do much against them, run or pass. So it's going to be a tough situation. I think Garrett Wilson can get locked down by Pat Surtain, and Troy Franklin steps up, scores touchdown. I think that's my pick. Actually, I should say it the other way. Troy Franklin, though, I do think is going to score in this game. Jets, I just don't know where to go. Justin Fields ain't it. I've been telling people this for years, and people don't listen. So, yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. Broncos should win this one and win this one handily against the Jets team that has struggled defensively, especially against the pass. Total is 43.5. I'm going with the under. 9:30 a.m. NFL Network, NFL Plus. Browns at the Steelers. Yes, the Steelers are rolling. They're coming off a bye against a team that's starting a rookie quarterback in his first road start ever in his career. And it's a division game. He's going up against one of the best defenses in the country in the NFL. And yeah, the offensive line struggled. They have injuries. DeJuan Jones out. Cam Robinson traded for. Difficult situation for the Browns. That's why I'm going with the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be difficult. This Browns defense is still very good, but I think defensively, Steelers wise, getting Joey Porter Jr. back, Alex Highsmith should increase this pass rush. Nick Herbig's been on fire, opposite of TJ Watt, and this defense really steps it up, turns Gabriel over once or twice, and gives A-Rod some short fields. 38.5 is the total. I'm going to go with the under. Cowboys at the Panthers. Danny. So it was Jimmy last week. Jimmy last week, Lone Wolf the Panthers. Danny this week. I don't blame him. I mean, this Cowboys defense is 32nd against the pass. They are not very good against the run either. Not very good overall. First team in NFL history to score 30 points per game, give up 30 points per game in the first 5 weeks, through the first 5 weeks of a season. So it's not good for Dallas defensively. Offensively, the number one offense in the NFL, and Panthers are going to have a tough time stopping it. Luckily for them, Kevontae Turpin out again. CeeDee Lamb continues to be out. So it's really George Pickens, Jake Ferguson. You got to control. Ryan Flournoy had over 100 yards last week. I do not expect that to be the case this week. I think Jalen Tolbert's going to step back into the number 2 role for wide receiver wise and step up again. That's why I had the under for Flournoy receptions this week. And Panthers, sneakily, they are 8th against the pass in terms of fantasy points anyways. And run stopping, they have really improved the last couple of weeks. 49.5 the total. I'm going to go with the over. Highest total, second highest total of the weekend. Chargers of the Dolphins. Hell yeah. Let's go Fins, baby. I listed off the Chargers injuries, okay? Look, Joe Alt, out. Trey Pipkins, out. Deshaun Hand out as well. But it's really the O-line for me. I mean, no Slater, no Alt, no Pipkins. They're down 3 tackles, okay? I do not know how they're going to defend against Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips in this game. Zach Sealer inside as well. I don't know how Justin Herbert's not going to be running for his life every passing play. Plus, O'Marion Hampton's done. He's out for the next couple weeks. So they have Hassan Haskins, Kamani Vidal. The Dolphins defensively against the run, having a tough time. But if they can get LA in some obvious passing situations, I do not think they're going to be able to protect Justin Herbert. They're going to play hard man coverage. And the secondary, while it is not the greatest, I do think they can play that tough man coverage and shut these guys down. So give me the Dolphins. They need wins and need them quick. So I like the Fins here against the injury-riddled LA team. Total on this one's 43.5. I'm going to go with the under. Patriots at the Saints. Saints coming off their first win of the year last week. First win of the Kellen Moore era. Patriots riding high as well on their win in Buffalo on Sunday night. I like the Patriots. They're the better team. And the Saints just got lucky. They were playing a rookie quarterback, turned them over last week. The Saints could do that, though, this week. Rondé Stevenson needs to hold on the ball. 45.5 is the total here. I'm going to go with the under. Rams at the Ravens. Yeah, give me the Rams on the spread. By the half a point to get it to 7. I mean, again, this Ravens team, I don't know how they stop anyone. They're going up against one of the best offenses, number one passing attack in the league, and Matthew Stafford, who leads the league in passing yards. Puka Nacua leads the league in every single receiving category you can think of, and is on pace for like 2,500 yards. Devontae Adams is a problem as well. Kyra Williams running the ball, hard to stop as well. They've been having that issue since Nnamdi Madubuike went out for the year with a neck injury. So I don't know how they stop anything the Rams have coming on offense for Sean McVay. So, yeah, give me Rams big. And Rams defensively against Cooper Rush, I don't think it's very much of an issue. Ravens, though, if they want to do it, run the ball. Rams, that is the one area they somewhat struggle at defensively. 45.5 is the total. I am going to go with the over. Cardinals at the Colts. Jimmy. So this thing's now 7.5, Jimmy. So you got lucky. As did I on the best bets, which we'll see. But yeah, I don't fault Jimmy for picking the Cardinals. I think they will cover. This is too big of a spread for a team that's really good defensively. I think they're going to give Daniel Jones some fits. And they got to stop Jonathan Taylor, which has been hard. Jonathan Taylor leading the NFL at 96 rushing yards per game. And but that is one thing that they are very good at. Cardinals top 10, I believe, top 5 maybe even, stopping in the run. So Daniel Jones has to throw the ball against his beat-up secondary. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it. Alec Pierce, I think, is back. I'm not sure totally. But I think it's going to be a good game. Sneaky game, though. I think Cardinals cover plus 7.5. Total is 46.5. I'm going to go with the under. Two really good defenses. Seahawks at the Jags are first of a couple split games here in a row. I really like what Sam Darnold is putting together. Tough loss last week. Just got pressured through the pick to Levante David that ended up setting up Chase McLaughlin for the game-winning field goal there for Tampa Bay. But that was at home, right? That was in Seattle. The Seahawks on the road under Mike McDonald, they are 9-1 against the spread. So I really like Seattle on the road. They've been road warriors the last season and a half so far here. And I think they get it done against a very hot Jags team and Devin Lloyd there. UNT, USF kicking off on ESPN2, big time third down to start here for UNT. Love those black and green uniforms. They look really nice. I don't know if it's like a blackout in at North Texas or not. Kind of seems like because they're wearing all black. But yeah, tough one here. Give me Seahawks. I'm with John and Jimmy in majority. 47.5 is the total here. I'm going to go with the under. Great throw. Oh my gosh, you got to catch the ball, son. I mean, that was a fantastic throw for Mestamaker, and just the guy just dropped it. I mean, flat out. I mean, that's got to be a catch, man. Right in his hands. I don't know what he's doing. Gosh, that's so bad, man. 405 slate, just one game this week. We are split again here. I'm in the minority on this one. Danny and I rolling with the Raiders hosting the Titans. This one comes down to offensive line. Okay, I know Geno Smith's thrown a ton of picks this year. It's a surprise that he hasn't gotten benched for Aiden O'Connell yet. But what I like is two things, and it's the offensive line. Okay. How in the world is the most sacks quarterback going to get protected? Cam Ward has taken sacks at 10% clip, okay? I don't know how you correct that because he just runs around. He holds the ball. Enter Max Crosby, one of the best sackers in the league. You have Malcolm Kuntz there as well. And so there's a bevy of pass rushers for this Vegas defense. I really think that's what it comes down to. I do not think Cam Ward's going to have much time. This offensive line has been a most sacked quarterback in the league, and I don't really see them improving against this defensive line. And for Tennessee defensively, I mean, they've been giving up a lot of rush yards. I think that bodes well for Ashton Genty. He should have a big game. 41.5 is the total. And I'm going to go with the under. Two big-time runs for USF to start the game. It looked like UNT got a fumble recovery there, but they are not reviewing it, I suppose. They called him down. Not looking at it. 49ers at the Bucks. So I flipped 3 times on this game. I was on the 49ers to start, went to the Bucks after it was announced pretty much that that Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings would be out once again. And then today, so that's when I flipped to the Bucks. Then today, I see Chris Godwin's not going to play. Ben Morrison, Zion McCollum, they're both out again. So I think it's going to be a similar game to what we had again in Seattle last week. And big-time turnover for the Mean Green. Sack, fumble, they recover. Mean Green get the ball back. 12:42 to go in the first quarter. But yeah, I think it's going to be a similar game to what we had in Seattle with the Bucks last week, and they've won 4 out of their 5 games. They've won all 4 of the games that have been one-score games so far this year. San Francisco has won 4 out of their 5 games. All 5 have been one-score affairs. So it's going to be a difficult one for both of these defenses, but I like CMC. Mac Jones is playing with his hair on fire. He's banged up, has an oblique injury, but give me Mac Jones and against one of the hottest quarterbacks in the league, Baker Mayfield. In the majority with Danny and Logan. I flipped the majority there. 47.5 total. I like the over. Bucks by 3.5 now, actually. So 49ers spread also is appealing. Bengals at the Packers. Joe Flacco comes into Green Bay. Already beat the Packers once this year. Can he do it again? No, he can't. But I do like the Bengals to cover. I mean, 14.5. I will always take these big spreads. If you're going to offer me a double-digit spread in the NFL, I will take it. I don't care who it is. It's just too good. I mean, these NFL teams are too good, and it's every given Sunday, any given Sunday, okay? It just makes too much sense to take the Bengals plus 14.5. I know it's against the Packers, who have really good defense. They've slipped a little the last 2 weeks, playing up against one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver duo in the league. Jimmy, I know, will argue that. I could argue that for the Eagles as well. But I think Jordan Love has a good day against this Bengals defense also. And the Packers win it, but not quite by 2 scores. The Bengals lost by 17, I think it was, to the Lions last week. Green Bay doesn't have as explosive of an offense. Josh Jacobs should have a good day. Bengals one of the worst teams against the run. 44.5 is the total. I'm going to go with the under. Lions at the Chiefs. We're split. Jimmy and I in my minority. Chop on. Let's go Chiefs. Okay. I pick them back-to-back weeks. I still believe in this team. The offense is improving with Xavier Worthy in tow. Rashee Rice coming back next week, so they should get even better. And look, I just think this Chiefs team is improving. They're 2-3. I know it's terrible. They're in purgatory right now. Lions are flying their 4 straight wins. They've been just demolishing people with this offense. And I know John said like the Chiefs defense is not that good this year. I would concur a little. I do still think Spags has the goods to deliver and the players. George Karlaftis is playing out of his mind this year, one of the top sackers in the league. I still think Patrick Mahomes is the dude, and they're going to get revenge for that 2023 season opener where the Lions just stomped them in Kansas City. Total's 52.5. I am going to roll with the over 820 on NBC. Best bets of the week. 1 and 2 last week. Okay, it wasn't good. Back to back, 1 and 2 weeks. I know I'm slacking. Got the Browns right by the hook, plus 4.5 against the Vikings in London. The Dolphins should have had that one, man. Minus 1.5 at the Panthers. They let them come back late. And the Giants wasn't even close, plus 1.5 at the Saints. So this week, what do we got? The Rams, minus 7.5 at the Ravens. Yeah, I think they're going to stomp Baltimore like they got stomped by Houston last week, an even better offense than Houston. So give me the Rams minus 7.5 win going away. This is going to be the second time I've picked the Rams this year. They won week 1 for me, minus 3.5 against the Texans. So let's get to 2-0 for LA here. Cardinals plus 6.5 at the Colts. I really like them. I know it's plus 7.5. I'm going to take it the 6.5. I know I should take 7.5 and be greedy, but I'll take 6.5. I still think they can win. They can cover. Jimmy has them to win. I like them to lose and cover close though. I have not picked the Cardinals this year, so it's my first time. Also, my first time picking the Bengals this year, plus 14.5 at the Packers. Again, I just mentioned it. These double-digit spreads, I'm always going to take them, okay? I took it once this year. It didn't work out. Cleveland got stomped by Baltimore, plus 11.5 at the Ravens week 2. And there has not really been a double-digit one that I've liked since. There was a couple. The Lions against the Bengals was only 10.5. But this is 2 scores, okay? Literally 2 touchdowns and a hook. So give me the Bengals plus 14.5. They cover, but Green Bay wins. Lock standings. Yeah. So I'm at the bottom with Logan. John and Danny starting to run away with it a little bit, I think. And Danny, the hottest one of us all, he is 1-0-1 the last 2 weeks. Danny was the only one that got a half a game there on week 4 where y'all lost. And Logan lost the Bills last week. Jimmy and I, we were on the Eagles. We lost that one. John and Danny, they won together on the Colts. So John is 4-1. Danny a half game back. That Packers tie helping him out a little bit. 3-1-1. Jimmy a half game back of Danny at 3-2. Logan and I down under 500 at 2-3. Me and Green moving the ball here down to the USF 10, a big 3rd and 3 coming up. 10:50 to go in the first. So what do we got this week? It is a togetherness lock week here. Logan and Danny, they are on the Broncos. We all picked the Broncos, 6.5-point favorites in London against the Jets. We'll see. Hopefully it's not too trappy there, but I do think Broncos win. Broncos cover. Jimmy, John, and we are on the Steelers against the Browns in Pittsburgh. It's very difficult. I mean, I was told this by my buddy Colin. He's like, why would a team not elect to take their bye? Because they can choose if they want their bye after an international game, and they did not. So I thought it was an interesting choice. Rookie quarterback coming all the way back from London, and yeah, I like the Steelers defense. Steelers coming off a bye, well rested, getting some players back on defense as well. So give us the Steelers as the lock. Big time play here. Just under 10 minutes in the first quarter, 4th and 1 from the Bulls. I believe it's 6-yard line, something like that. 4th and 1. Dog standings. Diddy on top at 7-3. Him and Logan, the only ones with winning records. John, Jimmy, and we are poultry. It has not been a good year for me specifically. I was very lucky last week. Jimmy and I were to get a win for Browns covering by the hook, plus 4.5 against the Vikings in London. Danny and Logan, they were both on the Bucks last week, and they won outright, plus 3.5 at the Seahawks. John, he was on the Giants, plus 1.5 at the Saints. John is having a tough time. He started out 3-1, has lost 3 straight outright, or 3 straight covers he's lost. So that's tough. With the Bengals, Bucks, and Giants now. And like I said, I'm struggling. I was very lucky to get a hook cover last week, but we can only go up, right? So here we go. I'm rolling with my lone wolf, my Miami Dolphins this week, plus 3.5 against the Chargers. I think they can cover at the very worst, win at the very best. That's why I lone wolfed them. UNT, what a run by that kid to get the first down. Stopped a yard short of the first down. Tough running there to get the first and goal. UNT. Yeah, so let's go Fins. Logan and Danny, they are together just like they are on the lock with the Broncos. They're together on their dog as well. And I forgot to change this. They are with John also because the Seahawks have flipped to a favorite now, minus 1.5. They were a dog, but yeah, they have flipped to a favorite. So John had to pivot to the Lions. So Danny, and Logan, they are all on the Lions. Touchdown, Mean Green, Mess the Maker gets it in on the read option. So yeah, they're on the Lions. Jimmy and we are on the Chiefs. So hopefully Detroit loses by at least 3. Jimmy, he is lone wolfing the Cardinals, and I will give Jimmy a win because that is one of my best bets. I like the Cardinals to cover plus 6.5 at the Colts. So Jimmy, I'll give you a win, but they are not going to win outright. I am sorry. And that's the show for today. Next week, talking NFL Week 7. Got your Monday night, Thursday night recast. Doubleheader Monday night. We got the Bills at the Falcons, the Bears at the Commanders. 2 very good games, I think. Especially that Bears-Commanders game, which, Bears want to get revenge for the Hail Mary last year. Tyreek Stevenson, how does he play? And then I forgot to change that, actually. The Thursday night game, that's going to be the Steelers at the Bengals. Steelers at the Bengals on Thursday night. So continue the divisional matchups there on TNF. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media at FAA Podcast, Instagram and X, FAA_bets on X as well. FAApodcast.com is our website. Check us out here on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. We will see y'all back on Monday.